Okay, apparently I am recording. I'm testing out a new camera, so just bear with me. In case you're interested, it's a Panasonic Lumix G5. Anyway, this is Greek to me at the moment, so thanks for bearing with me. But It's Monday, and I know I promised you guys monitor reviews on Monday. I'm real sorry. Our podcast video really interfered with that. My computer wigged out, and I had upload issues. Really cut into the time I had to edit a video for a monitor. So we'll just do it next Monday. But today, here's a video I was actually working on for later in the week. It's on the Sennheiser headphones, so I hope that's cool with you guys, and I apologize. Without further ado, here's the Sennheiser review. It's been a while since VintageGamer.com has had a review, and we're going to have a whole lot more in the near future, but this one's important. And why is this one important? This one is important because I got myself a pair of Sennheiser headphones. This is model, just to make sure I get it right, HD 280 Pro, so the 280 Professionals. I've heard good things about Sennheiser. I've never actually had one of my own. I've always had like Bose and Polk Audio. But we'll see. I got these at Fry's Electronics, and they were $99. Hopefully they are worth it. The reason for this purchase, though, in about an hour, I am going live on a podcast. Not live, excuse me. I am recording a podcast. And it is the Reagan Years podcast, of which I will be a part of regularly. So, while Blue Yeti here is fine and good for a podcast, just so there's no echoing and voice issues and stuff like that, you do need a pair of headphones when you're recording with a bunch of other people. So, here they are. So, this is our unboxing, I guess, and review. Pull me on the bottom. This thing lifts up. There we go. One set of headphones. A mess of wires buried beneath the thing. Little instruction pamphlet. And that is about it. So, we'll set the instructions aside. Who needs those? And as you can see, this has a big old, I think this is a 6.3. This jack is a 6.3 size, I believe. I was assured, I even made a phone call, I was assured that there's an adapter for a 3.5 millimeter in here. If there's not, I'm in big trouble tonight. I probably should have opened this up and taken a look sooner. But so we'll do the little twisty thing. And I'm really unhappy right now. I am not seeing an adapter. Maybe it's in here. I don't want to rush to judgment. Take off the cord condom here. Yeah. I don't know what else to get. Oh, dear. There is nothing else in this box. Shit. Well, Sennheiser is off to an outstanding start. I haven't even used the fucking things yet, and they're already on my shit list. Oh, here we go. Okay, so these screw on. Alright, you've redeemed yourself, Sennheiser. So the bigger one, I thought your more professional grade stuff, uses the 6.3, but it will there it is, a 3.5. So this is for your iPod, or in my case, the back of my Mac, etc. So here we go. Okay, so it's not a separate thing. It is in there. I wish somebody had made that a little clearer, because I don't know why I thought to unscrew it, but had I not, I'm sure I would have gone back to fries and bitched my head off. So, okay, so everything's here. So now, as far as comfort, I'm a little concerned because I have a big old noggin. My hat size is like an 8.5 or an 8.25, something like that. I don't wear a lot of hats, but this is already looking really snug. And I have some concerns about that. All right. It does feel like, just to touch, it feels real comfortable and everything. I like these little pads that are up here, but I'm seeing a lot of plastic, and I don't know. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so apparently these cancel out noise, which it sounds really weird listening to you guys right now, because they cancel out a lot of noise. So to me, like, I hear the voice in my head, not the voice in the room. But these are just barely fitting my noggin. I'm sure they look huge, but and they're a little too snug probably for my liking. I don't know. I mean, for an hour podcast, it's fine. But anyway, these cancel out up to 32 decibels of ambient noise. So the bird that was chirping outside my window, the TV in the other room and stuff, I can't hear any of that right now. It sounds almost like when you're extremely congested and you just kind of hear your voice in your own head. That's the effect I'm getting right now. So now let's, if you guys could bear with me for just a second here. Let me plug this into the back of the Macintosh here, and let's see what my first impressions are as far as sound. So just sit tight with me for a second. I didn't realize I actually have my speakers plugged into my monitor. Why did I do that? I didn't realize this was going to be so involved initially. Okay. My picture seems to have gone away. Okay, so I'm playing a little, I know you guys can't hear this, and it's fine to be a copyright issue anyway, but I kicked on a little House of the Rising Sun by the Animals, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. So, alright. That's enough of that. I think the way to go, that sounds so much better. I think the way to go with this stuff for me is to leave the back of the monitor set up to my speakers and stuff the way I had it, and then maybe plug the Sennheiser headset into the back of the Mac as I was originally thinking. And it's easy enough to switch back and forth on the desktop. There's a very straightforward and simple setting there. So let's do that real quick. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go attempt my podcast here and play around with these a little bit more. And when I come back, I'll have probably a good hour or two on them at least, if not a day or two. And I'll tell you if they're worth spending $100 on or not. I can already tell you, if you got a big head like mine, they may be a little tight. But for you normal-sized noggin people, it might be just fine. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. So the bottom line on the Sennheiser headphones, if you don't have a giant noggin like me, if you don't have this big cranium, and I don't really think it's a fat issue. Even when I was a skinny guy, I had issues, like hats were always on the largest setting for me and stuff like that. So I don't really think it's a big person issue, but I just have a big head. Big heads run in my family. We're kind of like bobbleheads. Regardless, my hat size is like, and I think it's usually I'm like 8.25, 8.5, somewhere in there, depending on the brand. I don't wear a lot of hats, so I don't know that readily. I know it's like 8 something. If your hat size is that big, this thing is gonna hurt. Like, I'm just wearing it for like 10 minutes or whatever. It wasn't comfortable. So, and I got to think you need to be below a 7 for this thing to even remotely have a chance of fitting. That is just my that is my only issue with the headphones, is just the shape of my head, my big noggin. The way it cut out sound, it dampened sound in my vicinity was great. The sound seemed very, very true. So if you do video editing or anything like that, I think these headphones would be great. And the sound quality was excellent. Just the little bit I listened to on iTunes and stuff like that, just excellent. So the quality is there, and I think it would accommodate most people really well, just not with my big head. So I ended up returning them, unfortunately, and hopefully I'll find something that is that higher quality at that price point that actually fits. So not a knock on Sennheiser. I wish it was more accommodating to people with big craniums, but I understand it's like one size fits most, not one size fits all. So kind of a bummer, because otherwise I thought the headphones were outstanding. So anyway, check out the links below for hit me up on social media, or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. What else is Vintage Gamer on? I think that's all Vintage Gamer's on right now. And if you're really into like real estate, you can check out my other channel, but I don't imagine it's going to be as interesting. And we're going to be doing more tech reviews, and I'm going to get back to game reviews here very shortly, mostly Genesis as we get restarted here. But if you think you're going to like some of that, be sure to subscribe. I'd appreciate a like, and I'll see you guys in the next day or two. Thanks.